Their ace, Mike Messina, on the mound.
And this ball game is underway as Tim Raines takes the strike. Raines, the switch hitter, has gone 3 for 10 in this series. You see the positioning in at third in case he tries to bunt down that way. Messina, the 19-game winner. Fastball, a knuckle curve, pretty good changeup. Raines has that one bounced in on him, and a ball and a strike.
Messina really struggled because Davey Johnson, the manager of the Orioles, went to a 4-man rotation as of August 1st. He did not like it. He felt he was overworked, and his numbers in the second half prove that.
Tim Raines with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Messina's not pitched since last Friday. Both these pitchers with a week of rest, and a base hit for Raines. So the Yankee leadoff batter, which changes from game to game, this time being Raines, is on with a base hit to start this ball game out.
Very similar to how it started at Yankee Stadium yesterday. I thought that was one of the turning points of the ball game. Things happen in the course of a ball game. The Yankees 3 big hits right in a row off of David Wells, and then Cecil comes up and hits into a double play. They only got 2 runs in that first inning. That was a crucial situation for David Wells.
Mike Messina's now got to work from the stretch. Very tough to steal bases off him. He's got a very good move over there to first base. Won't pick a lot of people off, but you know, he'll look at you and keep you tight.
Yeah, they only attempted 14 stolen bases off of Messina the entire year.
We've had very little running in this series. Did not expect we would see much running in this series. Derek Jeter takes the pitch up high, and that'll be ball 1. What a series he has put together. There you see the numbers. 13 for 27 in the playoffs this year. He is 6 for 10 in this series against Baltimore.
This kid's got to slap himself a couple of times. I mean, he's supposed to feel the pressure somewhat.
22 years old, playing at shortstop, one of the toughest positions on the field, and still getting it done with a bat. Raines being held by Palmeiro at first. Jeter chases another one up high. 1-ball, 1-strike. Fans will be in this one, Rick. They heard the first 2 games at Yankee Stadium and the 56,000 thundering. They want to respond to that for their team.
Very loud at Yankee Stadium, and they're trying to match that right here in the first inning.
You have a matchup not only of teams but of crowds as well, this great rivalry. And they'll have a sellout crowd here at Camden Yards tonight. 1-1 delivery, and Jeter goes to right field. Bobby Bonilla. Home field advantage we talk about a lot in sports, Rick. How about this?
Yankees liked playing here this year. 6-0. They've had a lot of success since this ballpark was built. We talk about the Braves. That's going on in the National League, where their series is tied 1 apiece. The Braves going into St. Louis now, where they're also have not lost a ball game.
They have played 5 years worth of baseball here at Camden Yards. The Orioles have won 200 while losing 172. That's a 54 winning percentage. That's good, but not extraordinary.
Not like the Indians at Jacobs Field in their new ballpark. They play about 700% winning baseball.
Bernie Williams reigns on at first base, and a strike taken on the inside corner.
The thing with Messina, his velocity is about 93, 94 miles an hour. To go along with that knuckle curve you mentioned, and the way you throw a knuckle curve, he just puts one knuckle on top, really a 1-finger curveball. He gets a real tight rotation on it. But most of the hitters around the Yankee batting cage today were talking about his changeup.
Keeping hitters off stride. Tim Raines at first base. Palmeiro holds him there. Williams takes the off-speed pitch down low. One of the interesting things in this Yankee lineup, Rick, tonight is that Joe Torre has put in the big boppers all in the same game here, starting Strawberry, Cecil Fielder, Martinez.
He had to make a couple of moves. They've been leaving a lot of runners on base, not getting the big hit. They just wanted to try something different. O'Neill and Boggs both have been struggling with injuries. That has affected their hitting, so Torre wants to get Strawberry's bat in this ballpark.
And a strike taken. There's another one of those off-speed pitches to Bernie Williams. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know, maybe Torre wants to try to beat the Orioles at their own game by hitting home runs, and that's really not the Yankee style. There's Darryl Strawberry. He'll get 4 at bats tonight if it goes with the right-hander.
It is a confine there. You can hit the ball out. And as the Yankee fans did, the Oriole fans are on their feet, cheering for a Mike Mussina strikeout. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Bernie Williams, 2-2. Raines leading it off with a single on at first base, and as we've seen in all 3 of these games now, in the start of the ball game, the pitchers have had to throw a lot of pitches early in the game. It's already happening to Mussina.
It almost looks like they're trying to make the 2-strike pitch early in the count.
He's got a 2-2 count here on the red-hot Williams. Steps off, timeout taken as Raines goes back to the bag. 4 for 7 for Bernie Williams against the Baltimore Orioles. Offensively, he has really carried this ball club in the postseason. Hits and RBIs. 2-2. Inside, strike 3 called.
That's what happens if you start looking for Mussina's off-speed pitches. His fastball's good enough to throw right by you. That time he spotted it on the inside part of the plate. It just froze Bernie Williams. See that ball right on the inside corner for strike 3.
Only the 4th time he has struck out in 23 at-bats in the playoffs this year. Mussina gets a big K in the hot hitter. Williams retired, and there are 2 down here in the first inning. Raines still on at first base. And here is Tino Martinez. Martinez is in the cleanup hole, but he is struggling right now. He's gone only 1 for 9 in this series. And in the playoffs, 5 for 24.
Well, you remember our first game. I talked about how important the number 4 hitter in the Yankee lineup is going to be. He has to drive in the runs if the Yankees want to go into the World Series.
Martinez will try and get that going here. Tino Martinez does not have an RBI in the postseason. Ouch.
Had 117 during the regular season.
There's that off-speed pitch, just misses down low. 2-ball count on Tino Martinez.
It's funny though, Joe Torre, the manager of the Yankees, before the game was saying feels that Martinez is ready to break out along with Cecil Fielder. He saw something in the game 2 yesterday that he said, okay, they're back.
See if in fact they are in this hitter's ballpark. A ground ball toward short. Cal Ripken over. Got a force at second to Alomar, and that'll do it. Yankees no runs on 1 hit. They leave a base runner on as Mussina gets the side out, and the Orioles are coming up. Baltimore, though, we are ready to go as Jimmy Key, the left-hander, 36 years old, faces Brady Anderson. And the pitch is taken down low for a ball. Brady Anderson, 3 for 9 in this series, noted for the home runs that he hits in the leadoff spot in the first at-bat. He is always dangerous in these situations. Breaking ball by Key is outside, 2-0.
The one thing about Jimmy Key, does not give up many home runs to left-hand batters. Only 1 in his last 57 starts.
1 this year. That was it. And a line drive, right field, base hit in front of Darryl Strawberry. So both teams in the first inning get their leadoff batter on with a single.
Not a home run for Brady Anderson, but a base hit to get things going for the Orioles lineup. Take a look at the Yankees defense. Some changes. Hayes at third base for the Boggs. Strawberry's in right field for O'Neill. Duncan had a little tough time here earlier in the year. 3 errors in 1 game. Yeah, that kind of helped make it a 15-inning ball game. But settle in. We're going to be here for a while. If you've seen our first 2 ball games, just get a nice recliner and watch the ball game.
4 hours and 24 minutes. A new record established in the ball game yesterday, game 2 for a 9-inning postseason. 4 hours and 13 minutes in game 1. There is Wade Boggs in the middle of your picture. The bad back and a bat that's not hot, maybe because of the bad back. He's out of the lineup.
1 for 17 in postseason play. He's Joe Torre's looking for some action.
Todd Zeile, deep, goodbye, home run, 2-0 Baltimore.
Breaking ball from Jimmy Key. Todd Zeile says, I'll handle that one, Joe Girardi. Look at down and in. Second home run in 2 days.
And that electrifies the Oriole crowd. And a quick 2-0 lead as Todd Zeile delivers it. Well, we said Jimmy Key doesn't give them up to left-handers, only one, but he gave up 20 to right-handers. Add another one to that as the Orioles' first 2 batters have crossed the plate. Alomar down to third. Charlie Hayes on the slow roller. Alomar retired, and that's the first out. What a start for the Orioles.
Well, that's exactly what they needed here at their home ballpark, because they've struggled against the Yankees. We talked about it. They have not beat the Yankees all year at home. They added some bats in their lineup in Zeile, and he's come through in the postseason with 2 big home runs in the last 2 days.
Davey Johnson's club relied on a record number of home runs for a team during the regular season. Joe Torre's pitching staff relied on not giving them up. That is one of the matchups in this game. A team that delivers home runs against a staff that had not given them up. Ripped by Palmeiro. That's a foul ball. You talk about a hot stick. To be expected, I guess, but he's steaming right now.
No, it's unbelievable. And it looks like there's no effort in his swing. Just relaxed. He gets the bat head through the hitting area as quick as anybody in baseball. The amazing thing about Palmeiro, I can't remember him taking bad swings. When's the last time you've seen him really look fooled on a pitch?
He's just on it, isn't he?
It's got to look the size of a beach ball.
Yeah. He's still in the summer mode here. Left-hander's pitch misses inside to him. Palmeiro's 4 for 7 against the Yankees. Overall in the playoffs, he's had 3 home runs and 5 RBIs for the Orioles. 2-0 lead on Zeile's home run. Should mention, Todd Zeile is the only player in the Baltimore lineup who had not faced Jimmy Key. That was his first at-bat against Key, and he delivered a home run on it. The rest of the guys in the lineup have seen a lot of Jimmy Key over their careers. 3-1 to Palmeiro.
Most important thing for Jimmy Key is to work ahead in the count. Get hitters to chase his pitch, not fall behind where you have to come in with fastballs.
3-1 delivery. Palmeiro, center field. Bernie Williams. And there are 2 down.
You won't know the difference if Jimmy Key's given up 10 runs in an inning or he's got a no-hitter going through 7. Does not change.
One of the calmest composures in the game right there. Started game 3 of the division series at Texas. 5 innings, non-decision, a couple of runs on 5 hits in that game. Bobby Bonilla up and goes through that one. Strike 1. Boy, is he struggling right now.
A lot of breezes. Struck out 4 times Saturday in the division series, 4 times yesterday.
0 for 8 in this series. Takes the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bobby Bonilla's had problems going back to the end of the regular season. He's had only 4 hits in his last 42 at-bats. He's got great power, though. That one is fouled off. This ballpark yielded 229 home runs during the regular season. Baltimore had 121 of them. The opponents hit 108.
This is a bandbox. The ball flies out of here. The power alleys are not that deep.
Bobby Bonilla waiting, fouls it back. Ball and 2 strikes on him. Ironically, for Bonilla playing here, he had only 9 home runs here and hit 19 on the road.
Well, that's what I thought also too with Brady Anderson. Hit only 19 here, 31 on the road. So their pitchers are giving up a lot of home runs here. Their hitters aren't taking advantage of this ballpark.
2 ball, 2 strike count.
Yeah, but how can you complain when a guy hits 50 home runs?
Nobody will if you're a Baltimore fan or associated with the team. There's Brady Anderson right there. Led off with a single and scored ahead of Zeal. Bonilla takes a breaking ball again outside, and it's a full count, 3-2.
That's the one thing the Oriole hitters have to do. They have to be patient against Jimmy Key. Make him come in the hitting area.
3-2 pitch, check swing to short. Derek Jeter over to Martinez, and that'll retire the side. But damage done here for Baltimore. It's a beautiful ballpark located in downtown Baltimore on the waterfront here that over the past few seasons has been rebuilt. It is a great tourist area now. Lots of conventions are held literally in the same area. A lot of convention hotels.
Suspend Garcia. Just what Richie needs.
The umpire has had the tough calls. He's at third base for this game. They found him in right field in game 1. They found him in left field in game 2. Will they find him at third base in game 3? Cecil Fielder leads it off Messina and fouls it back. Yankees will have Fielder, Strawberry, and Mariano Duncan due up here in the second inning. 5 for 18 overall in the playoffs, but only 1 for 7 against the Baltimore Orioles. Mike Messina, the 19-game winner, gave up a lot of hits, second highest in the league. And a lot of home runs, as Rick talked about. 7th most home runs, including 22 that were hit here.
But you know what? Messina's got a little chip on his shoulder right now. Let's take a look. The umpires, Riley, Morrison, Rowe, Garcia, Larry Barnett, and Dale Scott. But Messina's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He was bypassed in this series. And he's the ace of their staff. So he's really on a mission tonight to prove something.
Davey Johnson couldn't be happier about that little chip, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's what. And Davey Johnson, we talked about that one day of rain, how it changed the whole look of this series because he's able to pitch David Wells at Yankee Stadium if he has to twice. He moved Messina back. He bypassed his start. And actually, it worked out for Davey Johnson. David Wells now 10-1 at Yankee Stadium lifetime.
The problem out in center field, I think, in the batter's eye, as the home plate umpire asked for the timeout, Mike Riley, he was looking out at center and then talked with one of the grounds crew people who's going to get on the phone here. May have been a light on out there.
See, Gary, when we talk about the batter's eye, that's so they can see it nice. What I think was the problem, there seems to be some lights just on beyond the batter's eye. I don't know if there's some camera crews set up, but that gives them a good background to see the ball.
So many members of the press, of course, here. Cecil Fielder's gone. Mike Messina gets his second strikeout. He can do that too, Rick. He can K people.
Good strikeout pitcher because he's got 3 above average pitches. The fastball, the curve, and the changeup. If he's on his game, he's very difficult to hit.
He was 4th in strikeouts in the American League during the regular season, 204. Cecil Fielder's his second victim. Here's Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry put in the lineup to try and take advantage of what is a short distance to right field for a left-handed hitter, but a high wall scoreboard that you've got to get over to get the home run down there if you pull it in that corner. Fouls that one back, 1-1.
For a guy who hasn't seen a lot of action, that was a pretty good rip.
He is 0 for 6 in the playoff year. He's only had 1 at-bat in this series. Veteran ball player who now has a bat not quite as quick through that strike zone as it used to be, but make a mistake and he can still launch it.
Well, the thing with Darryl, the way to pitch him is you try to throw fastballs above the belt because he's got a good low ball swing. You can see from his stance, he cocks up the bat, gets it up high, and he can really drop the bat head down on the low ball. He's got a big arc in his swing. So what they try to do, they try to run the fastball up and in on Darryl and then use the off-speed pitches.
Strawberry with a 2-1 count on him. The off-speed pitch misses outside here, 3-1.
I think part of the reason Darryl's in the lineup, he put on a performance here earlier in the year when they first signed him. He hit 2 home runs in a ball game, carried the Yankees to victory when they swept the Orioles right after the All-Star break.
Strawberry, and that is underneath the glove of Roberto Alomar. And Darryl Strawberry's got his first hit of this playoff year. A single up the middle, coming with 1 down here in the 2nd inning.
That ball exploded off of Darryl's bat. That looked like it was going to be a ball right at Alomar, but it got through the infield in a hurry. See the ball down? He can hammer that ball down. This ball, I'm telling you, that was rifled. How about this? Mr. October, Reggie Jackson, talking to Darryl Strawberry. He's a special assistant to George Steinbrenner.
During earlier batting practice today, maybe it worked. He's on. And the inside pitch misses to Mariano Duncan. 2-0 lead for the Orioles. Each team now with 2 hits. Duncan's a couple of hits and 8 at-bats in this series, and 7 for 24 on the postseason play. Strawberry will be held at first by Rafael Palmeiro. Mike Mussina, breaking ball. Cal Ripken, Roberto Alomar, Palmeiro. They turn 2. They had the 5th highest number of double plays in the regular season. That one helps Mike Mussina. Jimmy Key to Cal Ripken. Ripken has been a monster hitter against Jimmy Key. .356 in his career against Key with 1 home run. He has really torn it up here in the playoffs too. He's had a hot bat. And
what that tells me about Cal Ripken, that he's willing to give up a little bit. Take Jimmy Key to right center field. That's the guys that have the most success against Jimmy.
Left-handers pitch inside to Ripken. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cal's got a 14-game hit streak going back to the regular season. He's had a hit in every one of the playoff games Orioles have been involved in. He is 23 for 58 during the streak. I think he's loving this all the way back to '83 when he had his last chance in postseason, knowing there aren't going to be a whole lot more of them.
That's exactly what I was just going to, 13 years. And I spoke to Cal about that, and he said, Rick, he said, my first year we were into it to the wire. Then we get into the World Series. He said, I thought that's the way it was supposed to be. I appreciate it a lot more now.
Those years where you're not even close, you suddenly realize how special it is. Jimmy Key working very carefully to him, misses inside, and the count goes to 3-1 on Ripken. Cal, obviously the pride of Baltimore. That night when he broke Lou Gehrig's Ironman record and did that tremendous run here at Camden Yards, is one of baseball's great moments now. 3-1 delivery to him, and that'll even it up to a full count, 3-2.
And you were talking about how he signs autographs. This guy, he'll sign for hours. And I think even the night that he broke Gehrig's record, stayed around after the ball game for 2 hours signing autographs. You want a role model, this is a good guy to put your hat on.
Get that right. He was even signing autographs in New York. Stopped in the parking lot on his way in to sign for fans. Good pitch by Key. Fooled him on that one. Gets his first strikeout. Ripken retired.
Jimmy Key doesn't give in. He really works on a hitter's emotion. He wants them to be aggressive and overswing. He takes advantage of those type of guys. 3-2. He went to the changeup. And that frustrates a hitter. You think you're in the driver's seat against Jimmy Key. When you're ahead in the count, sometimes it plays against you.
It's the first out there on Ripken. And here's the designated hitter, Eddie Murray. And first ball hitting fouls it back. Murray's had a couple of hits and 8 at-bats in this series. overall in the playoffs for Eddie Murray. He has been productive for this team. He too is having a good postseason with that 8 for 23.
Seeing it also would figure Eddie Murray has struggled against Jimmy Key. 182 in his career because Eddie's a good fastball hitter.
He, the left-hander, breaking ball, misses down low. 1-1.
Gary, I don't know. I think I've noticed something different in Eddie Murray tonight. Looks like he's a little more straight up. Remember how we're so used to seeing him really crouch on that back leg? It almost appears to me that he's standing a little taller.
Outside corner, strike to him. Why would he do that against Keeve?
Not a lot of success against him in his career. You have to adjust to that pitcher. Eventually you start saying, okay, I got to try something different. But you see right from that little take, his first move is off the baseball. You really have to take Jimmy Key to right center field to be successful.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery. And Murray with a pitch outside lets that one go by. Eddie Murray, switch hitter, 246 off left-handers this year. Picked up 3 home runs off southpaws. Better numbers from the other side of the plate for this future Hall of Famer. Here the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Orioles have the 2-0 lead. Murray just protecting, fights it off.
A big thing with Jimmy Key also is Joe Girardi. You got to work the umpire behind the plate, Mike Riley. You want to tease him, see how far he's going to give you away. That's where Jimmy Key makes his living, down and away from right-handers. Early in the ball game, you want to establish a strike zone away and make Riley aware of it.
2-2 delivery again. Murray again. Not chasing Jimmy Key, trying to get him to reach.
See, you know who the best was at working an umpire? Not the catcher, but a pitcher, was Tommy John. Remember Tommy John?
Oh, yeah.
Same type of pitcher as Jimmy Key. He used to bring baseballs into the umpire's room. Hey, guys, how you doing? You want me to sign a couple for you? All of a sudden, the strike zone kept getting bigger and bigger.
3-2 delivery. And Murray's gone. Jimmy Key, 2 strikeouts here in the inning on Ripken and Eddie Murray.
Well, that's a perfect example of what Jimmy Key, he will not give in. Ripken and Murray both strikeouts on 3-2 changeups. See Girardi sitting away, the changeup. Murray still says, I'm going to hit a fastball. Well, you're not getting a fastball. You have to start looking for the changeup.
2 down, and the base is empty. And here's B.J. Surhoff. Takes the breaking ball in the inside corner. Left-handers like Surhoff hit only 168 off Jimmy Key this year. That's hardly showing up. Right-handers at 283. 0-1, that's why right there. 0-2.
Well, see, Jimmy's still got enough of a fastball. I always thought against pitchers like Jimmy Key, changeup, which is their best pitch, you stack the lineup with left-hand hitters because it really takes away that changeup down and in.
0-2 pitch and a base hit. Surhoff chasing one that probably was a ball, but one that was in close enough for him to turn on it. Gets a 2-out single here in the 2nd inning. And that'll be hit number 3 off Key by the Orioles.
Jimmy tries to get a little fancy. Wants to come. You see the 0-2 base hit by Surhoff. He tried to drop down and throw it sidearm. See how he crossfires? He just got it up, out over the plate. And Surhoff is a good high ball hitter.
So with 2 down, Orioles get Surhoff on, and their number 9 hitter, their catcher, Chris Hoyles, will take on Jimmy Key. Hoyles did not start the first game. Started the second game yesterday. Had an 0 for 3. And misses down low, ball 1.
Jimmy Key has one of the more deceptive moves for a left-hander. And the Orioles really don't run that much. But what Jimmy does, he breaks the plane of the rubber with his knee, not his foot.
That ball drilled by Hoyles, but right at him. Raines is there and puts the line drive away. 2nd inning for the Orioles. No runs, a base hit. They leave a base runner on. Todd Zeil's home run in the first, though, has given them the 2-0 lead. Baltimore Orioles leading this one 2-0. They lost game 1 in New York. They protested the game on the home run where that young man, Jeff Mayer, pulled the ball over the fence. Richie Garcia was the umpire down the line in right field in that game. Said it was not fan interference. Then said afterward, well, after looking at the replay, yeah, I guess it really was fan interference. Baltimore protested and sent it into the league. Charlie Hayes leads it off here, and the pitch is taken for a strike. That protest was denied today.
And I think rightfully so, because it was a judgment call. The Orioles felt they had a chance. The Orioles felt they had a chance that they could win it.
Hayes towards the hole, Ripken on the backhand. And it gets away from Palmeiro. Good backup by Hoyles. And Hayes is on, leading off the Yankees half of the 3rd inning. An error probably on Ripken.
Well, Cal throws the ball from sidearm. See, he plants himself and then a little flip. He doesn't really get on top of the ball, so that's going to have a lot of sink to it. And Palmeiro's unable to make the play. But that's a routine play that Cal 99% of the time makes.
So an error charged. That'll put the leadoff man on as the throw skipped. That's one of those Palmeiro many times will come up with over there. But Cal's charged with the error. Ripken error. Now Girardi, the number 9 hitter for the Yankees. Runner on at first base, nobody out. And Messina misses inside. We'll see whether or not the error has any impact here.
Game 1, the Orioles really played sloppy defense, and that's something they've been noted for, having real good, solid defense and pitching over the years. This year's really been an exception with all the home runs they've hit.
They've made 6 errors here in the postseason so far. That's a pretty high number.
It is a high number, especially for a team. They went out, they spent all the money to acquire Alomar to help their defense. Ripken, usually very sure-handed. Zeal had a tough time in game 1 on ground balls.
Yankees get a little light shining through the crack in the door here to start this 3rd inning. Girardi, who's gone 2 for 5 against the Orioles, takes the pitch inside and a 2-0 count on Girardi. He's checking with Willie Randolph, 3rd base coach. Mike Messina behind on the count here, 2-0.
So when you have a pitcher like Messina and you really can't run against, Torrey early in the year really used the hit and run well. He's got a guy up there in Girardi that can handle the bat. Not a bad situation for a hit and run.
Big hole over there on the right side. Runner being held. Cena's not been close on those 3. 2 down, 1 up, 3-0.
So usually you want your pitcher to pick up the infielder. You made an error, you feel bad. Now it's up to the pitcher to pick you up, try to get the ground ball double play. Right back at Ripken. I know Ripken. He wants the ball hit to him right away.
Messina does not walk a lot of batters, only 69 in the regular season. Gets the strike there. He had the 8th fewest walks per 9 innings for any American League pitcher.
The thing I've noticed about Messina, a lot more aggressive today. I did his game in Cleveland in the division series. He used an awful lot of curveballs and changeups. A lot more fastballs today.
Girardi, 3-1 count. Hayes off first. There it is. Ripken, Alomar, redemption at hand. Second double play they've turned.
You want to get that ground ball as quick as you can to atone for the error. Messina came back from a 3-0 count. Look at this. Look at how he prepares himself. Nice easy toss, and Alomar is one of the best in the business at turning the double play.
One of the great favorites of any pitcher. The ground ball double played. Kel's a little more relaxed than he was a pitch ago right now.
Especially when it was a 3-0 count on Girardi.
Now Messina's got 2 down, nobody on. Here's Tim Raines. Leadoff batter for the Yankees, had a single in his first at bat. The Orioles have a 2-0 lead. Todd Zeal, the home run in the first inning. Messina trying to protect that. Raines, the switch hitter. batting in that number 1 spot. And down to first base, Rafael Palmeiro. He'll take it there, and that'll do it. So the leadoff error is not costly. Baltimore Orioles have the 2-0 lead here over the Yankees, doing it as they did all year with a home run. You take a look at Camden Yards. More people came to see ball games here than any other ballpark in the American League. Number 1 attendance, well up over that 3 million mark. In Game 1 at Yankee Stadium, we talked about this play. Jeter, the fly ball. Jeffrey Mayer, the youngster, reaches out, pulls it in. The protest. Garcia, the umpire. Nobody feels worse about calling it a home run.
Well, you got to be honest. I mean, we hold the integrity of this game, and I think that's what it's all about, is being honest and going out there every day, giving it your best, and honestly. When you make a mistake, you make an honest mistake. Believe me, there's nobody feels worse than I do. There's nobody. I know the pitcher felt bad. I know the right fielder felt bad. I know all the Orioles feel bad. I know the Oriole fans feel bad. But there's nobody that feels worse than I do.
But as we said, the protest was denied, as he and everybody else really expected it would be.
Very classy of Richie Garcia. I worked in front of him many times, and always a classy guy.
There are some signs here tonight, aren't there?
There are no little boys to save you here.
Brady Anderson leading it off here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Singled and scored his first time up. Takes that breaking ball from Jimmy Key. Just missed on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Anderson 4 for 10 now in this series. He has had 1 home run in his career off Jimmy Key. Brady Anderson hit .251 against left-handers during the season. Did have 13 home runs off southpaws. And has a 3-1 count here.
And you know what's good, kids? When you're looking at this, he chokes up on the bat. He hit 50 home runs this year. See the knob of the bat? He chokes up about an inch and a half.
Got him. Got the strike on him. 3-2.
Just shows you don't have to be all the way down at the bottom of the bat to hit home runs. Better back control when you choke up. Try to make contact. And he just happened to hit 50 home runs. He doesn't even consider himself a home run hitter.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise.
50 will put you there. 3-2 pitch to him. Center field. Bernie Williams. It's 4-10 to get to the wall out there, and that one won't make it. Anderson is retired. 1 away here in the 3rd inning.
You look at Camden Yards. Homer friendly. Down the line, 333. 364 in the power alley in left field. But then it goes out to 410 where Brady just hit that ball. It even gets more inviting as you pan around to right center field. 373. I think it plays a lot shorter than that.
Sure appears that way, the way the balls fly out of here.
And it also looks like you can reach that big warehouse in right field. And I think Ken Griffey Jr. in the All-Star game actually did hit a ball off there. This year I watched the game on Sunday night, and I thought Mo Vaughn of the Red Sox was going to crush a window. That's how far he hit a ball.
It's a beautiful sight. That warehouse has really become part of the ballpark. It isn't. It's outside the ballpark, beyond a patio area out there, but it is just beautiful. That is the longest building on the East Coast, that warehouse.
It's a beautiful building.
Yeah, it is. It's a grand old warehouse converted now into office space by the Orioles and by others. Restaurants in there, museums, shops. Great part of the park. 3-0 count on Todd Zeile, who had the 2-run homer in the 1st inning. Zeile down to 3rd at the green light. Charlie Hayes. Zeile retired. 2 away here in the 3rd inning.
You know, Gary, what I really like what they've done with the new ballparks. They kind of made them like the old style with all the new amenities. The fans are real close to the action. Look at that. That's not a bad seat. I don't see a glove. He doesn't. If you hit one up there, wow, he's a long way away, but still a good seat for the ball game.
Office space up top there. It goes to the Baltimore Orioles, those top 2 floors. Roberto Alomar. 2 down, nobody on. Alomar grounded out his first time up. 2-0 lead. Orioles on top. Jimmy Key, the left-hander, and misses. Oh, outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Orioles 2 runs, 3 hits, and an error. The Yankees no runs and 2 hits in the ball game. Roberto Alomar, 3 for 11 in the series, takes it away, 2-1. Well, Robbie Alomar obviously happy to be out of New York and back here to a much friendlier crowd that he faced in New York, but he faced up to it, played well, and just kept quiet after apologizing before game 1. Right center field, Williams and Strawberry. Darryl Strawberry, and a mix-up. Williams makes the catch. For the 3rd time in this series, we see a fly ball where the players do not communicate with one another, and it almost fell in. 2-0 lead for the Orioles as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Mike Mussina has walked none and struck out 2. The Orioles right-hander trying to get out of a big funk he's in, having lost his last 6 decisions against the Yankees. 0-3 this year, 2-6 in his career. Boy, that almost fell in. And then when they got back, Joe Torre got up. He knows the camera's on himself and the players, but you got to say something. You can't continue to have fundamental baseball not being played, and the Yankees have struggled with that. Previous occasions, it was Derek Jeter. Now he gets the 2 of them over together. It's the center fielder's call, of course. If he can get to it, he's supposed to. Mussina misses inside here. Derek Jeter at the plate. Jeter flied to right field his first time up. A couple of hits and 8 at-bats against Mike Mussina in his career. That'll drive a manager crazy when your team's not playing fundamental baseball and you're in the playoffs. I mean, that's stuff that's supposed to be taken care of in spring training. Jeter takes that strike as Mussina worked away from him that time. Ball and 2 strikes on it. Mussina 90 wins, 41 losses in his career, 27 years old. See Jeter's numbers. Really a good start, even a better finish, and a great postseason so far. One-two delivery to him. Chased it. Got him. 3 strikeouts for Mike Mussina. This right-hander looks like he is on in this ball game. He got that one down in the strike zone with great movement on it. That knuckle curve that he can throw when it's moving right off the plate almost, really, when Jeter went after that one, and Hoyles made sure and tagged him out.
Well, they really think they found something, Gary. They think that Jeter has a tough time with the curveball. They haven't been able to get him out all year. And now they all of a sudden, after yesterday and David Wells, they think the curveball is one of his weaknesses.
So until he hits it, that's what he'll see.
He's going to see a lot of them.
Bernie Williams. Williams, a switch hitter. 278 right-handed, 270 left during the regular season. 29 home runs on the year. 13 of them came from the left side. Mussina's getting ahead in the count on these hitters now. This is outside with that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Williams with a .476 batting average in postseason now. Had enormous numbers versus the Orioles this year as well. Yankees, of course, won 10 of the 13 games these teams played. Down the left field line towards the seats and a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Williams.
Just seems like Mussina has really picked it up, using his fastball, his curveball, his changeup. The double plays have really helped him.
2 double plays turned in this game already for him. The fans here rocking along with him. Hasn't walked anybody. Has struck out 3. Off the fist, popped up. Hoyles back, no play. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Remember, we talked about how Mussina really wants to try to establish himself as a big game pitcher. There's been a little knock against him that he hasn't been able to pitch in a big ball game. He said he gets very testy about that also. He says, what about the clinching game against the Blue Jays? 8 innings. You know, so he's testing. He needs to prove something tonight to Davy Johnson, and all the media are following the Orioles.
I think you were right, Rick. The one term tonight is that aggressiveness. He really looks like he can't wait to get it going, get the ball back, throw it again, go ahead, try and hit it. Really challenging the hitters.
Yeah, a lot more aggressive in the strike zone.
2 balls, 2 strikes on him. Davy Johnson hoping it stays that way. Oriole manager on the right. 2-2 the count, base is empty, 1 away. Breaking ball, missed up high. 3-2. Very tough man to strike out. Bernie Williams was called out on strikes in his first at bat.
You know, Williams just keeps getting better each year. Power hitter, switch hitter, good power from both sides of the plate.
3-2 delivery to him. Breaking ball, draws the walk. Messina thought he had that one. First walk given up by the Oriole right-hander. Comes with 1 away in the 4th inning.
Did not want to give in to Bernie Williams. Went with the 3-2 changeup. Look at the tumbling action. And that's a tough pitch to lay off of, especially when you're looking fastball. Look at the tumbling action just out of the strike zone, down and away.
Mike Mussina with a runner on at first base and 1 away. Can the Orioles turn their 3rd double play of this game? Yankees have left only 1 on. They have only 2 hits. Tino Martinez, ball 1. Martinez hit into a fielder's choice his first time up.
I wonder what Joe Torre saw in a couple of bats yesterday that made him feel that Tino Martinez and Cecil Fielder were just about ready to start unloading. Maybe wishful thinking, because he really needs them to produce to win.
Wanting to pump him up a little bit, saying so publicly?
Yeah, but maybe, I mean, he actually is telling us and a lot of the media around. Maybe he wants the players to hear that. He's not lost any confidence. He's definitely lost confidence in O'Neill and Boggs because of the lineup changes today, which is something that Joe Torre has really not done the entire year.
Boggs with that bad back and not hitting, as we said. O'Neill sitting right next to him right there. Got that deep hamstring problem. Inside corner strike. I really think O'Neill is much worse than is being said.
Oh, his hamstring is killing him.
And he's limping all over the place.
And you know he wants to be out there. This is tough when you have 2 of your best left-hand hitters on the bench in postseason time. Against the right-hand pitcher.
Yeah, right where you want him.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Williams at first base. Tino Martinez at the plate. It'll stay a ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, those are the things that oftentimes affect postseason play. You've got to have the people you go with, the ones who got you there, ready to go. And the Yankees have had to struggle with that here in postseason this year.
And what makes it even worse is that they're not hitting. The build-up to this series was going to be the Yankee pitching versus the Orioles hitting. But you still have to be able to produce runs, do the little things it takes to win ball games. The Yankees have not been able to do that. They're very fortunate to be where they are today.
1-2 delivery again. Martinez again got jammed, but is able to foul that back off the fist. He's battling here. 1 ball, 2 strike count on him. Mike Mussina coming inside that time after setting it up with 1 away before that.
Oh, that's what makes it so tough too, because he's got a good enough fastball. He keeps you honest inside and then looks to get you out away with the split finger.
Series tied at 1 apiece. 3 games to be played here in Baltimore. Best of 7. Runner goes, and a base hit into right field. Williams is on his way to 3rd. Bobby Bonilla will get it back in. And Martinez delivers a single with Williams on the fly, and the Yankees, with 1 away, have runners at the corners here in the 4th inning.
Pretty gutsy call by Torre, sending Bernie Williams in motion. He stayed with the 3-2 breaking ball and drilled it in the hole.
Torrey trying to make it happen, Rick. Things aren't going well. Rev it up.
Yeah, try to get this lineup going.
Get people moving. Get things happening.
You don't want to play stupid baseball and run yourself out of innings, but you got to stay aggressive.
Now first and third. 3 hits off Mike Messina. And here's Cecil Fielder, struck out swinging his first time up. This is where the Yankees have not been able to get big hits with runners in scoring position. They are 2 for 24. Down to third base. Zeal, 1 relay on Fielder is not in time, and a run scores. Even Cecil able to beat that one out. Bernie Williams crosses the plate with the Yankees' first run. It is 2-1. Martinez taken out at second base on the forced play.
And the only reason that's not a double play, the ball wasn't hit hard enough to Zeal. See, Bernie's going to move on contact, but the ball's just not hit hard enough to Zeal. Alomar does a nice job turning it, but a nice slide also. See, Bernie scoring. Cecil legs it out at first, and a nice job by Tino Martinez going in hard at second to try to disrupt Alomar.
So the Yankees still do not get a hit with runners in scoring position, but they do get a run, and they make it 2-1. Now Fielder's on at first base with 2 down, and Darryl Strawberry, who singled his first time up, takes the pitch away. Oriole lead cut by 1 for Cecil Fielder. That'll be his 6th RBI of the playoffs. He may not run fast, but he did run hard. Lumbering down there to try and avoid the double play, and got there about a step ahead. Because he's not a base runner at first, even with the left-hander, especially with the left-hander Strawberry up, Palmeiro will play behind Cecil Fielder in order to try and cut down Strawberry's chances of driving one into right field.
Yeah, I don't think they have to worry about Cecil trying to steal a base.
If he does, he'll come out of the lineup. You can be pretty sure of that.
The funny thing is, he did steal a base this year. The first time in his major league career, he wanted the bag. He wanted second base. Give me that base.
He saw Ricky do it. He said, why can't I?
Ricky said, you got to get about 1,000 more.
And the 2-0 pitch is down low, and Strawberry's got a 3-0 count.
You turn him loose if you're Torrey?
Yes.
I think so. That's the aggressive type of baseball. You hope Darryl, a veteran player, will get himself a good pitch to hit, look for a ball in a certain area, and then try to drive it.
See if he's got it. 3-0 pitch. Yeah, that was a good pitch.
Good pitch on the outside part of the plate, but by his intention, it looked like he was ready to pull the trigger.
Only going to go if he got one down the middle.
That's the whole thing. You can't wait till the last minute to hit. So you can see he's got everything ready to make a pass at the ball. You have to recognize the pitch and then swing.
3-1 count here, and Strawberry got jammed. Fouls this back. Messina coming up and in on him, and it goes to a 3-2 count with 2 down. Cecil Fielder will be running this time with a 2 away.
Remember, they try to pitch Strawberry up in the strike zone. Messina could go 2 ways here, the high fastball or the split finger.
3-2 delivery. Strawberry's gone. He pulled the string on him. Off-speed delivery on the splitter, but the Yankees come up with a run on a hit. They leave a 1 on base. It is now a 2-1 Orioles lead. Rafael Palmeiro takes the pitch up high. 2 balls, no strikes. He flied out his first time up.
And if you saw the winning pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, that name was pretty familiar. Stottlemyre. That's Todd Stottlemyre.
Towards second base, and Mariano Duncan. Palmeiro retired, 1 away in the 4th.
And you think his dad, Mel Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, had one eye on that set? That Yankee game wasn't over by the time.
Well, I saw his wife, Jean, in the parking lot. She left the Yankee game early to go out into the car and listen to the radio to hear her son pitching in Atlanta. Jean she says, I can't take this anymore. Now it's not just one game. I got my husband coaching one team and my son pitching for another. And how about if they were to meet up in the World Series?
Who does she pull for?
When he's pitching, she would not cheer against her son. No matter what Dad said.
Could not do that.
Bobby Bonilla. And the pitch by Jimmy Key is outside. One away here in the 4th inning. Bonilla grounded out his first time up. Still looking for his first hit in the series. As he has gone 0 for 9 now against the Yankees. Pitch is taken down low.
You mentioned only 4 hits in his last 44 at-bats. 3 of them being home runs. The grand slam and a solo home run in the division series against the Indians. So production is still there when he makes contact.
And this one is popped up to shallow right center. Williams, Strawberry, and Duncan. And it's Mariano Duncan, the second baseman, who puts that one away for the second out. I think every time there's a fly ball at pop-up, Joe Torre comes to the front steps.
You know, the one difference there is that Mariano Duncan really took charge on that one. I mean, he went hard. There was no doubt about it. He's calling everybody off. And look at the other guys. Bernie, Strawberry. Now they're all hustling, trying to communicate. That's been a problem for the Yankees all year long.
It's so hard to believe. I mean, it's so fundamental talking to your teammates out there defensively. Key's pitch to Ripken is outside for a ball. 1-0 count. Corey Kelly struck out his first time up. Cal here at the home yard saw the numbers for him. Better on the road. Pitch is taken away. Orioles won 43 games though here at home. This is a ballpark they did very well in.
See, most pitchers are in trouble when they get behind 2-0. I mentioned earlier in the game that it actually works to Jimmy Key's benefit because he doesn't have to change his pitching pattern. He can stay with the changeup, the off-speed pitches. He still throw pitches off the plate away. And the funny thing is, most pitchers are in a lot of trouble, 2-0, because hitters can sit on fastball, take all the guessing out of it. Not in Jimmy Key's case.
Keep on throwing that off-speed stuff no matter what. That is his forte. Ripken with a 2-1 count, 2 down, bases empty. Takes the pitch inside. Orioles have the 2-1 lead in this game 3. We are in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Jimmy Key with 164 wins in his career. 164 and 104. Lifetime, 36-year-old left-hander. 3-1 delivery. And Ripken pops that one up. Behind the mound. Who'll get this? Duncan. It's a scary affair, isn't it, when you get those pop-ups?
Everybody else backing off, and Jeter backed off, but Duncan took charge.
Get a look at Camden Yards here in Baltimore, the Chesapeake Bay region. Darrell Jeter, one of the visitors here for the New York Yankees.
You know, you talk about an infielder. Let's see how Derek Jeter gets himself ready. See, the ball just about ready to be delivered, gets himself in position. See the feet moving, now the pop-up. You just don't stand still. You have to have some movement, get yourself ready in case the ball is hit to you.
He seems to always be in the right place, too, doesn't he? His moves are right.
His moves are right.
Mariano Duncan leads it off against Mike Mussina. Mussina has walked 1, struck out 4. Run coming on the fielder's choice in the 4th inning off Mussina, with the RBI credited to Cecil Fielder. Yankees have stranded a couple in the ball game. Duncan hit into a double play his first time up, one of 2 double plays turned by the Orioles infield. Scooped up by Hoyles. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The thing that makes Duncan such a good hitter, 340 this year, is that he hits the ball from line to line, left field all the way down to the right field line. Very good high ball hitter.
1-1 pitch to him is fly ball to right field. Fairly straight away for Bobby Bonilla. Duncan is retired. 1 away here in the 5th inning. 2 pitchers walked in a pretty good one right now.
Pretty good game, and this is how it's been all year long. 59 pitches for Mussina. Pretty good ball strike ratio. Most important pitch is that first one. Work ahead in the count, makes it a little bit easier for you.
Mike Mussina, in the 3 losses he had against the Yankees this year, gave up 11 runs on 19 hits in 15 and 2/3 innings. I mean, he got tagged this season by Yankee hitters.
The best game he had was here right after the All-Star game. Came out in the 8th inning, tie score. Derek Jeter home run beat him.
1-run ball game going here. Charlie Hayes reached on an error, will back off. A 1-0 count on him. Play Hayes straight away. In for Wade Boggs at third base. Not a great disparity in the numbers. There's Boggs, who's sitting it out. All the writers are gathered around Wade Boggs for his comments and why he's not in, but not much he can say at this point. The back hurts and he's not hitting well. What are you going to do if you're the manager?
He's made some changes.
Yeah, he makes some changes. And there are plenty of press people here to ask questions. And the pitch is taken down low. Have to put an auxiliary press area in all of these ballparks for postseason. The normal press box cannot hold the number of people who come to cover. We are located, of course, behind home plate. The auxiliary press box is barely in the ballpark. It's in the overhang out there in left field.
That's not fair, because there's not a bad seat in the house here.
And the 3-0 pitch is taken down low, and he's on.
I got a funny little story about that temporary where the media sit. That's where we are, back behind home plate. But in the left field bleachers out there in the division series, they roped it off, but they forgot there wasn't going to be that many press here. Then they had to resell the tickets late. So they were scrambling. Well, the whole ballpark was packed, and all of a sudden just 2 sections were left empty.
Yeah, you can get some money for those tickets, though.
They said, we made a mistake.
Go back out on the street. Towards short and out of the reach. Joe Girardi's got a base hit as Ripken dove and couldn't get it. And the Yankees here in the 5th inning with 1 down get a walk and a single by Girardi. 2 on, trailing 2-1.
And the reason that's a base hit is because Ripken is up real close for the double play. That cuts down his range, and this ball gets through the infield in a hurry. So you can't even see Ripken in this picture. But look at how much dirt is still left between Ripken. See where he starts? Ripken, he has to go back on the ball. A lot of dirt before the grass. He's playing shallow to try to make the double play.
So the Yankees are threatening. That is the 4th hit they've had off Mike Mussina. All have been singles. Runners on at first and second. Hayes at second base. Girardi on at first. And the leadoff batter, Tim Raines, who has singled and grounded out, will stand in.
So it's the ping-pong attack of the Yankees against the bashers from the Orioles.
Station to station. Yankee baseball right now.
Little Nintendo baseball. 1 base at a time.
Tim Raines. And a ground at second base. Not hit hard. Alomar's only play will be at first. He will get Raines. The base runners move up. Now there are 2 down.
And now the Yankees are 2 for 26 with runners in scoring position in this series. Postseason
That's unbelievable.
play. In postseason play. 2 for 26.
This New York Yankee team left more people on base during the regular season than any other team in the American League. That is coming back to haunt them a bit here in the postseason now, where you don't get that many chances to get runs.
There's Chris Chambliss, the hitting coach for the New York Yankees. Puts a lot of time and effort in helping the hitters.
Here's a big at-bat. Derek Jeter, breaking ball. Misses down low.
See the curveball? Curveball, curveball. Kid, you can't hit it. That's what they think. This kid has been able to adjust and handle just about anything they've tried to throw his way. Another curveball. See it? Down.
2 on. Hayes at third. Girardi at second base. Jeter off the fist, fouls it off. And Mike Mussina evens the count up here at a ball and a strike. Big moment in this ball game. This is where the Yankees need to come through with one. A base hit with 2 down here. Both runners will go on contact. Could put the New York Yankees on top.
And you know what happens when you start reading the papers and you say we're struggling with men in scoring position? You start getting a little over anxious. Tim Raines swinging at the first pitch from Messina with runners in scoring position. There, Jeter went out of the strike zone on that fastball.
1-1 pitch to him. He stays off that. 2 balls and 1 strike. 22-year-old shortstop who during the regular season hit .271 with runners in scoring position.
Look at that. Followed the ball all the way back to the catcher's mitt. Who made that famous? Pete Rose. Remember, all the time he took a pitch, he'd follow it all the way back.
Jeter loves to lean out over the plate, too, and those pitches, he almost falls over watching it. That one is popped up outside of first. Palmeiro moving over. Will not have a play. It evens the count, though, at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Derek Jeter.
Another bad pitch. Fastball up in the strike zone. You still have to be patient. I know you want to drive in runs, but you can only take what the pitcher gives you. If he's not going to give you a strike, you got to be patient until you get one and then try to hit it hard. Just what you were talking about. Likes to lean in with his top half of his body. Can handle the ball away very well.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down and 2 on. Mike Mussina to Jeter. Fly ball, right center field, not deep. Roberto Alomar, the second baseman, puts it away. And Mussina works his way out of it. No runs, a base hit, but 2 are left on in scoring position. The Orioles leading 2-1. There is a freeze warning in effect for the outlying areas here in the Baltimore region tonight. It was 57 at game time. You can see bundled up more like a football game than for a baseball game here on this 11th day of October.
There's a heater. See that? Don't worry about your hands, your feet. Make sure your baby, that little bat, is nice and warm. Look at that.
Heater right there blowing that heat out into the dugout for B.J. Surhoff. Eddie Murray leading it off, and Key misses down low with it. Murray, Surhoff, and Hoyles here in the 5th inning.
Now I'm just wondering, did the Orioles treat the Yankees to a heater in their dugout, or is it all one way? Keep their players warm, but okay, that's all. That's what we wanted to find out.
Keeping it honest.
They're being nice.
Murray struck out his first time up, one of 2 strikeouts for Jimmy Key in the game. That pitch is up high. 2 balls and no strikes on Murray. Key has walked none and struck out 2. Key went 8-6 on the road this year for the Yankees, 4-5 at home. He's up to 66 pitches. And it's 3-0 on Eddie Murray.
Jimmy Key's settled in nicely. First 2 hitters of the ball game. Brady Anderson, a leadoff single to right. Curveball to Todd Zeile, 2-run homer. He's settled down. He's only given up 1 hit in the last 3 innings.
Only 3 hits off him. Murray's taking all the way. Todd Zeile's 2-run homer in the first inning after Brady Anderson had singled. Gave the Orioles the 2-0 lead. Yankees getting 1 back. 2 great veterans here. Fans chanting Eddie, Eddie. And Murray's on with a leadoff walk. First given up by Key.
No room for panic in Joe Torre. He's thinking. His eyes are always moving. Trying to keep his eyes on everything possible, but just in case he doesn't. You got Mel Stottlemyre, pitching coach. Jose Cardinal moving the outfielders around. He's the outfield coach.
B.J. Surhoff delivered a single his first time up. Despite the fact left-handers struggle so much against Jimmy Key, Surhoff now has gone 12 for 37 in his career off Jimmy Key. Pretty darn good hitting.
Just like that. You mentioned something and it appears.
It's a technology. Magnificent, isn't it?
It's unbelievable.
2-0.
The one thing about B.J. Surhoff, not your typical left-hand hitter. He starts his stance with a flat bat. In other words, the bat is parallel to the ground. That enables him to hit more high balls than the average left-hand hitter.
Runner at first, nobody out. Surhoff down to first. Got to put a tag on now. Runner's out at first. The rundown play. Martinez will tag him. A double play. Tino Martinez immediately went to the bag. That took Surhoff out. Then they had to put a tag on Eddie Murray, and they do. And there are now 2 down. So that takes care of the leadoff walk. And a good play by Martinez. We have some video technical problems we apologize for. We'll do a little radio for you here with Chris Hoyles coming up. 2 down, nobody on. Yeah, bottom half of the 5th inning. Flied out to left field his first time up. And the delivery to him misses down low from the left-hander Key. Ball 1. Apologize for the technical problems. Back with you with the pictures.
They always said you had a face for radio.
And they were always right. Hoyles. 2 balls and no strikes. Chris Hoyles with a 2-0 pitch. You think anybody is watching tonight in Zermatt, Switzerland? Do we have a chance?
Definitely.
One of my favorite places in the world. You ever been there?
Been?
It is magnificent. It's a ski resort area.
I've been to Lucerne.
Yeah, that's close. Foul back.
See, you didn't know I was a world traveler.
Oh yeah, I knew that. It was never a doubt in my mind.
You know, there's a difference tonight that I've seen. Mike Riley, the home plate umpire, a little more pitcher-friendly strike zone. He's willing to bend a little bit, give a little bit of the outside part of the plate. Remember Messina actually getting the inside fastball called strikes. You call strikes, the game moves along a little quicker.
It's done that. 2-2. He got him. So Jimmy Key gets his 3rd strikeout, a leadoff walk, but he faces only 3, helped out by the double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. It remains Baltimore 2 and the Yankees 1. Welcome back to Baltimore, everybody. Gary Thorne and the worldwide traveler, Rick Cerrone, as the Orioles have a 2-1 lead, 6th inning.
You caught me by surprise, but I had an answer for you.
Well, there's no, yeah, I wanted to say hello in case somebody in Zermatt was listening, because it's right at the Matterhorn, a great ski resort, wonderful people, and great food.
Now, if you had a restaurant over there, it would really impress me.
If you spend as much money as I do over there, you could have a restaurant. Here's Bernie Williams, and he takes the pitch outside for a ball as we go to the 6th inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, an error for the Orioles. The error was not costly. The Yankees, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. The Yankees have not been able to come up with the big hit to get somebody home, as they have stranded 4 in the game, 2 in scoring position. Orioles have left only 1 on base. They got the Zeal home run, and since then they have been shut down. Williams with a 2-0 count.
We always talk about manufacturing runs in postseason play because you're always going against the 1, 2, 3 pitchers, the top 3 pitchers on a staff. You don't see that number 4 or 5 guy that you might see during the season. So runs really become a premium.
And a strike taken. Bernie Williams drew a walk in the 4th inning with 1 away and came on to score the Yankee run. Joe Torre ready to talk to the home plate umpire a bit, I think.
Yeah, but he's been consistent tonight. Mike Riley's called strikes from the 1st inning. As a hitter, you see that. You got to be a little more aggressive up there.
And that one is down low. 3 balls and 1 strike. I mentioned Mike Messina does not walk many. And in this kind of a ball game, you really don't want to give him up. But Bernie Williams chases very few bad pitches. No, he doesn't help you out if you're the opposing pitcher.
See him shake his head twice. The pitcher controls what he's going to throw. The catcher just merely suggests it.
Except when you were catching. 3-1 pitch and a chopper to second base. Alomar, nice play. Little bit of the Gold Glove there.
Well, you know, that is just versatile, because that ball he expected to come up, it stayed down. Right at the last minute he had a change. Look at this. See how he prepares on the balls of his feet? But that ball was supposed to come up, an off-balance throw. He made that look pretty easy.
He's some kind of ball player. Really unfortunate the controversy had to surround him, the off-field stuff, and take away from what he does on it. One away here in the 6th inning, and Tino Martinez is single in the 4th inning. Reached on a fielder's choice his other time up, has that one bounced by him all the way to the screen. Martinez, .231 in postseason play after his strong .292 performance during the regular season. Ended up tied for the RBI lead on the Yankees with 117. He and Cecil Fielder both had 117. Cecil, of course, did not play the whole year in New York. 53 games, the other with the Detroit Tigers. Fouls that one back up overhead. 1-1.
It's amazing. The Oriole pitching staff has not been given a lot of credit. But this is the 7th game in postseason. They had 4 against the Cleveland Indians and now 3 against the Yankees. Their starter has gotten into the 6th inning or better in every start.
That one is fouled off outside of third.
Think back to the pitching performance yesterday of David Wells. He went 6 2/3 and some tough innings. And there's the coaching staff. That's Rick Down on the left, the hitting instructor. Pat Dobson, the pitching coach. Andy Etchebarren scratching his head, and the manager, Davey Johnson.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Tito Martinez. 1 down, bases empty. Mike Mussina got it in, foul back. A little bit ironic that the Yankee pitching staff has not had a victory from their starters since September 25. That's 10 wins ago. It has been their bullpen that they've had to go to get the W.
And the bullpen has been a strength of the Yankees, but eventually you need a starter to step up. Jimmy Keys really settled down after the 1st inning, but he's still on the losing end.
Martinez, Alomar, can he get it? Oh, yeah.
Gold Glove winner, Robbie Alomar, 6 straight. He showed you on that little in-between hop before. Now on the sinker from Mussina, ball hitting the hole. Now normally this should be a base hit. Look at the range, the slide, and the accurate throw.
Robbie Alomar's inning.
Remember the Oriole defense. We talked that's always been a strength of their teams in the past. We love you, man.
Love you, man. Cecil Fielder takes a strike. These two teams rank 2 and 3 in the league in fielding percentage. Another reason why we've been surprised some of the fundamental mistakes they've made. That's the kind of play you expect to see from these two ball clubs defensively. 2 down, bases empty, and 0-1 count. Cecil Fielder 0 for 2 does have an RBI on a ground ball. The lone Yankee run batted in, a ball and a strike on him.
10 ground ball outs for Mussina now. That's his style with that sinker, the fastball, the split finger. Works down in the strike zone, gets a lot of ground balls.
Remember, Mussina's not beaten the Yankees in his last 6 decisions against them. Fouled off.
Yeah, the last time he actually beat him was in 1993.
93.
And this is the guy that won 19 ball games this year, was unable to beat the Yankees this year. He was 0-3. Last year he was 0-2. It's been a while since he's had a W against the Yankees.
Fans on their feet. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Cecil Fielder. Got him. The Orioles in a 1-run ball game have the lead going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Over 3,600,000 fans showed up for baseball here this year. They averaged over 45,000 a game at Camden Yards. It is a magnificent place, as Rick mentioned earlier, to watch a game from. Just beautiful. Great seats. You're on top of the play. It's a lovely ballpark. The fans do love it, and they've seen a good one here tonight. Brady Anderson, the leadoff batter, singled and flied out. Bottom half of the 6th inning.
That is one of the rarities in baseball now. Back to the natural grass. All 4 teams in the championship series playing on natural grass. St. Louis, they took out the carpet and put in grass.
So glad they did. And did he go? They want to check at third? Yes.
Hey, there's
We wondered
Richie.
where he'd been.
Hey, Richie. There he is. International star now. Richie Garcia. That's the first call he's had to make on the, remember he even talked about it, the check swing.
And the Oriole fans just needed one chance, the first chance they've had, to give him a Bronx cheer in Baltimore. Brady Anderson, breaking ball, missed outside to him. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the Orioles leadoff batter. 4 hits, 11 at-bats in the series. It is tied. The series is at 1 apiece. Best of 7. Winner goes on to the World Series. Orioles have the 2-1 lead in this ball game. 1-2 to Anderson, and he chased the breaking ball. Jimmy Key gets his 4th strikeout, 1 away in the 6th inning.
Well, remember the ball that he tried to go sidearm to B.J. Surhoff on a fastball. He got it up in the strike zone. This time he goes sidearm with the slider. Look at that. It just keeps moving away and away from Brady Anderson. As a hitter, you see it. You try to go with it, but that ball's just breaking too much. Like a big frisbee.
Awful tough to hang in when he drops down and comes from that first base side with that delivery. Todd Zeile, so far, the big blow in the game came from this guy in the first inning. Anderson led the bottom half of the first off with a single, and Zeile delivered the home run. This one taken inside, it looked like this.
Right in the first inning. Didn't look like it was going to be a long inning or a long day for Jimmy Key. The curveball, middle in, and that ball got out of here in a hurry.
Those are the 2 runs that are up there for the Baltimore Orioles. Called strike on the inside corner, ball and 2 strikes on Zeile. 2 home runs in the postseason now for Todd Zeile. Both have come against the Yankees. 1 down, nobody on. Zeile takes that one in the dirt.
I think if you broke down Jimmy Key's pitches by percentage, you would say 80% of Jimmy Key's pitches are going to be down and away from a right-hand hitter on the outside part of the plate. The other 20% are going to be inside, but only 10 for strikes. He wants to show you the ball in and get you out of the way.
Now, the inside pitch is a setup pitch, right, to go back outside with.
It didn't used to be that way. It used to be pitchers used to try to break it up, but it's gotten so much more away. So he just stays down there. That's where he makes his living. He hopes the hitters will chase bad pitches.
3-2 delivery. It'll stay that way as Zeile fouls it off.
The amazing thing, Gary, is that hitters will still look for the ball inside. I mean, if the guy is going to show you he's going to throw you nothing but away. Move up on the plate and try to take him to right center field. Make the adjustment.
Yeah, make the adjustment. And that's what we were talking about. Some hitters have done here that we've noted in this game. 3-2 delivery again to Zeile. And again, he chops it foul. Stays at a full count. Zeile acquired by the Orioles, along with Pete Incaviglia from Philadelphia, for a couple of pitchers on August 29, adding some more power to the Baltimore lineup, and the third baseman. 3-2 the count.
Little changeup coming from Jimmy Key.
Fights that one down the first baseline, checking to see if he broke his bat on that thing. Look at the laugh going on by Girardi.
He's saying, and if I'm Girardi, I used to say a grown man hit that ball. A big man like you hit a ball that soft. But that's what a Jimmy Key can do to a right-hand hitter. Frustrate you, make you look embarrassing against a changeup. Wow.
You swing with everything you've got, and the ball goes about 10 feet.
And it's so soft.
You have to look at your bat after that so that the 40, 50,000 people at least could say, well, he broke his bat. Otherwise, it would have gone further.
He's got that little smirk on his face. He said, maybe I should turn this bat around and use the knob to hit it.
He probably went back and came out with the same bat.
He needs it about a foot longer if he's going to keep going after that changeup down and away.
Jimmy Key again with a 3-2 delivery. And Zeal again fights it off.
Oh, this is a great at bat just to see how Jimmy Key really pitches. Away, away, away. He's showing Zeal 2 balls on the inside part of the plate tonight, both for balls. The only time he wants to throw strikes is down and away. A little fastball coming.
3-2 again. Up in the air, right field. Strawberry got room. 2 down.
But what did Zeal do in that at bat? He kind of conceded. He said, I got to force myself to go the other way. He hit the fly ball, but that very easily could have been a line drive base hit to right center field. Look at Girardi. He's actually sitting up off the plate. Key gets maybe a little bit too much of the plate, but you can see by that swing, his effort is trying to take Jimmy Key to right center field.
Took Jimmy Key 10 pitches to get Todd Zeal out on that at bat. But he got him out. 2 down, Roberto Alomar. Alomar in the ball game has flied out and grounded out in his 2 at-bats. He is 5 for 19 lifetime against left-hander Jimmy Key. Alomar takes the fastball inside corner that time. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Switch
Alomar
hitter.
276 postseason.
Switch hitter, maybe a little more power from the right side of the plate.
Got ourselves a humdinger going here in game 3 as these 2 pitchers, Mike Mussina and Jimmy Key, have really locked it in. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Orioles, a run on 4 hits for the Yankees. And we are now in the 6th inning. Somebody will have a 2-1 lead in this series before we leave Camden Yards tonight. Popped up, right field, curving towards the seats. Strawberry over and has room. Darryl Strawberry pulls it in. Those balls just can't stay away from the fans here in this series. And the Baltimore fans are booing the crowd down there about why somebody didn't reach out and interfere with Darryl Strawberry. Sides retired in order. Still a 1-run ball game. Welcome back, Camden Yards in Baltimore. Game 3 of the American League Championship Series. The Baltimore Orioles leading the Yankees by a score of 2-1. Gary Thorne and Rick Cerrone. Welcome back, everybody. Heck of a baseball game underway here tonight.
Well, good pitching performance. Jimmy Key gave up the 2-run homer to Zeal in the first inning. Bounced back, held the Orioles close. The Yankees somehow need to find some way to drive in a big run, maybe with 2 outs. But we're seeing a classic pitching performance.
Got a feeling this ball game, though, is not going to end up at 2-1. We will see whether or not that happens. One swing of the bat by this guy can change the complexion of a ball game. Darryl Strawberry will lead it off here in the 7th inning, and he fouls that one back. 2-1 lead for the Orioles. Strawberry inserted for the long ball, has picked up a single. He's 1 for 2. Mike Mussina's walked 2 and struck out 5.
Like the way Darryl's approaching Mussina. This isn't a real good matchup for Strawberry.
The other way. Zerhoff. 1 down.
See, up until that at bat, Gary, Darryl really stayed off the ball up in the strike zone. Right there, Mussina got the fastball above the belt and beat Darryl. But I like the way he was approaching Mussina, making him try to get the ball down. I know he struck out on a split finger, but that was a 3-2 split finger second at bat. He's had a nice approach today for a guy who really hasn't seen a lot of action in the last month of the season.
Mike Mussina gets the first out here in the 7th inning. And here is Mariano Duncan, who takes the fastball for a strike. Duncan, the 0 for 2 in this game, 2 for 10 now in the series. Mariano Duncan hit the ball the other way. Big gap in left center field on him. Brady Anderson, the center fielder of the Orioles, moves over to right. 0-2 count.
Messina really has had his command right from the first batter of the ball game. And that's tough to find when the pitcher when he's had 7 days off. Last time he started was last Friday in the division series, but he's given them another quality start from their starters.
Big numbers for him. He got the strikeout. Got to make the throw. And he does. Hoyles down to first for the assist. 6 strikeouts now for Mike Messina in the game. And he looks like he's getting stronger.
It's amazing when a pitcher wants to step it up. You know, not his manhood, but his own aura, his ego was attacked a little bit when they said he wasn't a big game pitcher. He's out to prove something to Davey Johnson, to his teammates. That's pretty nice when you can call on a 19-game winner in Game 3 of the championship series.
Getting it done right now. 2-1 the count. 2 down rather. 2-1 the score. The Orioles on top, and a 1-0 count on Hayes, who has walked and reached on an error. Mike Messina trying to retire the side in order here. This one drilled in the air, deep right field. Bonilla, Anderson, Brady Anderson. One of the deepest parts of the yard, but it's just a long out. Orioles have the 2-1 lead, bottom of the 7th inning. Rafael Palmeiro will lead it off. Led the ball club with 142 runs batted in, 39 home runs, yet through much of the year overshadowed by the likes of Cal Ripken and Eddie Murray coming back. Does it bother Rafael Palmeiro? We asked him.
No, not really. You know, I know that you know, I know what I'm capable of doing, and eventually, if I keep doing it, someone's going to notice. You know, that's really the approach that I'm taking. There's a lot of great players in this league, especially at first base, and I can't complain. You know, I've had my share of recognition, but you know, I just need to keep doing what I'm doing.
Keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. This guy is really an outstanding hitter. He just keeps doing it for the team, even when others overshadow personally. No, says Rich Garcia on the check swing called. 2 ball, no strike count on Palmeiro, who's 0 for 2 in this ball game. He has flied out and grounded out. Bottom of the 7th inning. Orioles with a 2-1 lead. Jimmy Key has walked 1 and struck out 4. And that's on the inside corner for a strike. Since Todd Zeile delivered that home run in the 1st inning, accounting for the 2 runs, there has been 1 other hit, a single by Surhoff in the 2nd inning. That has been it. 2-2 the count.
Well, this is a classic battle. David Weathers getting loose for the Yankees in the bullpen, but you see Jimmy Key against Mike Messina. Doesn't get much better than this.
That one hit in the air to right field, not deep. Strawberry. Palmeiro's retired, 1 away in the 7th inning.
The ball's definitely not carrying towards right or right center field. And you know what I blame it on? Not wind or anything, just the cooler temperature. See what Jimmy Key has done since the Zeile home run, 18 of 20. That's as good as you can get. But it seems like the cooler weather, the ball doesn't carry as well as it does when there's a lot of humidity or hot temperatures.
Bobby Bonilla, the 0 for 2 tonight, fouls it off. Jimmy Key has only faced 3 over the minimum number of hitters he could face in this game, because the 1 walk he gave up was taken out on a double play. 2 of them came in the 1st when Anderson and Zeile got on and scored, and the only man left on in this game was Surhoff, who singled in the 2nd inning
on an 0-2 pitch.
Yet he is trailing 2-1. Bonilla, the ground ball to short. Jeter, 2 down.
The one thing you always keep in mind with Jimmy Key, when he gets around the 100 pitch mark, that's usually the sign that, okay, you start getting some activity going. You see Mel Stottlemyre in the bullpen. That's the sign. Remember, this guy went through shoulder surgery last year, they didn't even expect Jimmy Key to be pitching until maybe July of this year. So what he's done to get to this point has really been remarkable.
30 starts, no complete games, 169 innings worked during the regular season. Interesting, Rick, both these pitchers tonight are kind of on that 100 pitch count mark. Both managers like to start getting the bullpens ready with both these pitchers are near 100.
Well, I would think that Joe Torre would be more apt to go to the bullpen than maybe Davey Johnson. Davey Johnson's confidence is a lot better in the bullpen, but that's been the Yankees' strength all year.
Cal Ripken up, 1 ball, 1 strike on Ripken.
It might be a moot point because as easy as both starting pitchers are making it look, it's hard to take them out of a ball game.
Ripken has struck out and popped out. 2 down, nobody on. Just missed outside. Jimmy Key trying to thread that needle on the outside black. 2-1.
You know, Torre today really looks a little more tense, and I just have a feeling that Joe does not think this team can maybe score another run in this ball game.
Hit in the air to straightaway center field. Ripken will be the 3rd out as Williams puts it away. And Jimmy Key continues his domination here since the 1st inning. But that 1st inning home run by Zeal has so far held up. Camden Yards in Baltimore, where the Orioles are trying to take a 2-1 edge in this series. They have a 2-1 lead in this game, and it's getting late. 8th inning. Oriole fans into this a little. Girardi will lead it off. Joe Girardi against Mike Mussina. Both starters have gone the distance. Girardi is singled and hit into a double play in the game. Yankees have stranded only 4. Their big chance came in the 5th when they got 2 on with 1 down. Couldn't score there. This one hit in the air to left field. Surhoff going back. Warning track. Has room.
I'll tell you, that ball was crushed to left center field. It just stayed in the ballpark. Conversation between Jimmy Key and Mel Stottlemyre. How do you feel? You're probably letting him know what his pitch count is, or so it looks like he's going to be back in there. For the Yankees, they're trying to find a way. Joe Torre is to manufacture a run or 2 to try to get the lead in this ball game. Mussina's been that tough.
Mike Mussina with 1 away, nobody on. Top of the order, Raines and then Jeter to follow. Tim Raines a single in 3 at-bats. Switch hitter draws Zeal in at 3rd, and the pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Todd Zeal going to take away the easy bunt down that 3rd base line. In case Raines tries that. Raines got the single by driving it between 3rd and short in his first at-bat.
And I haven't seen Raines bunt all year, but for some reason the scouting reports must say, well, there's a chance he might bunt. That's why Zeal is playing so close at 3rd base. It definitely cuts down his range. Mussina 95 pitches here in the 8th inning. For the ball game, that is. 58 strikes. So he's right around that same
mark.
100 number.
0-1 count here. Raines takes the breaking ball, missed inside with a slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mike Mussina, 2 walks and 6 strikeouts in this game.
You're right on top of Mussina now, and we'll see if we can see when he loads his hands in his gloves. See, looks like a fastball grip.
Got him to chase it too.
Was a fastball. What we're trying to look for is if we see him set the knuckle curve grip. That's the fastball grip. Look at the movement on that fastball, tailing away, up and away from Raines.
Oriole fans again up. 27-year-old right-hander trying to protect a 1-run lead here in the 8th inning. 1-2 pitch misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Raines.
So let's watch him. See the knuckle? See the finger? He's got that's the knuckle curveball. Real tight, quick rotation on a knuckle curveball rather than just the normal curveball. Normal curveballs are thrown with 2 fingers. The knuckle curve is actually a 1-finger curveball. It's a lot tighter spin.
2-2 delivery to second base. Alomar. Easy flip. 2 down.
See, I think right now the fans are seeing and witnessing something very special. Something that you don't really see that many of. And that's 2 great pitchers battling head-to-head. This becomes not just pitcher against hitter, but it's opponent against opponent. Key wants to match Messina, and it's been that way all night.
That last start that he had was a week ago. We mentioned how he had complained about being moved around in the rotation. He is the ace, 19-game winner, but kind of not treated that way here by Davy Johnson in the postseason. Gave him the extra rest. Davy Johnson's just going to kind of smile to himself.
Well, Gary, I'm really amazed at the control that he's had tonight. He has stepped up, and usually pitchers struggle with too much rest because pitching is a feel. You have to have a feel for it. And he's been as good as you can be right from the first hitter of the game.
2 down, bases empty, and Jeter's got an 0 for 3 going in this game. About the only time here Jeter has been held down and put back to the bench in this playoff series.
And they're really using that curveball. They've shown him an awful lot of curveballs and high fastballs.
1-1 pitch to him, lined, and that is a base hit into the corner. Bonilla after it. Jeter on his way to second. Bonilla gets it into the cutoff man. Nope, over his head into Ricky. And Jeter's got a double. He represents the potential tying run.
Remember, we talked about curveballs and high fastballs. This time Messina may be trying to go up the ladder, but look at this. This kid can handle the ball away from him. Look at that. That ball's away. Look at his head at contact. That is a tremendous piece of hitting. Watch his head. Boom. Stays right behind the baseball and drives it down the right field line.
Jeter now with 14 hits in the playoffs.
There's the fastball grip. Trying to go down and away. He just gets it up, and look at that. Boy, pretty good piece of hitting by Jeter. Tip your hat sometimes as a pitcher.
His second playoff double. Oh, here we are in the 8th inning with 2 down. The Orioles have a 2-1 lead. Williams 0 for 2 and a walk. They were number 1 in 1-run ball games, but they are trailing in this one by 1 run. And wouldn't you know it, it'll come to Bernie Williams. Yankees have been able to get the people they want up, even if not producing. They've had the matchups they want in postseason. And Bernie Williams gets the chance here. And that one is a base hit into left field. Surhoff up. The throw to the plate on Jeter, not in time, and this game is tied. Bernie Williams gets his 9th postseason RBI here in the 8th inning with 2 down, and the Yankees have come back to tie the game at 2.
All with 2 outs. Nice piece of hitting by Jeter to get himself in the scoring position. And then look at Bernie Williams. The knuckle curve, he hits the other way, but give Jeter an awful lot of credit. He got a tremendous jump off second base. Curveball away, Bernie stays that way and drives it through the hole. See the finger up, curveball's coming, and instead of trying to pull it, takes it the other way. And with 2 outs, Jeter's able to get himself a big jump off second base. No hesitation because there are 2 outs.
10 in a row had been retired by Mike Mussina prior to the double by Jeter.
Wow, the crowd got real quiet with that 2-out single by Bernie Williams.
This battle goes on between these 2 ball clubs. These have been 3 very tough ball games.
We just showed the graphic, 25 and 16 in 1-run games. The Yankees already are 3-0 in postseason in one-run games. They play a lot of tough games. This season, even though the Yankees won 10 out of 13, a lot of close ball games that just happen to go the Yankees' way.
And their wins have come from behind here in postseason for the Yankees. Armando Benitez closest to you, the right-hander. Jesse Orosco, the left-hander. And it is a 2-2 ball game. Yankees now have picked up 6 hits in the game off Mike Mussina. 2 down. Tino Martinez. Single and 3 at-bats. Takes it outside for a ball.
This game reminds me so much of that July 11th ball game with Mussina on the mound, holding on to I believe it was a 2-2 tie. Nothing tie. Now I'm starting to, it all comes back to me when you get to my age.
That's right.
You know, a nothing tie. Jeter breaks it up with the home run. The Yankees eventually won the ball game 6-0, but Mussina had pitched well until the 8th inning. And it was the 8th inning, led by Jeter, that got things going for the Yankees.
Boy, the story continues to be the same, doesn't it, for the Yankees offensively? Jeter and Williams.
Unbelievable. And you would think if you're the Orioles, they're the 2 guys in the lineup that you can't let beat you.
Yep. 2 down here. Strike taken. 1 ball and 1 strike on Tino Martinez. Here in postseason now, Bernie Williams has picked up 9 RBIs. 9 of the 24 runs batted in for the Yankees have been off the bat of Bernie Williams.
Come on, guys. Get on my back.
Let's go. Mussina trying to get out of this inning now. Williams on at first base. 17 stolen bases for Bernie Williams during the season. We've had very little base running efforts for these 2 teams in the 3 games they've played. This one obviously because there hasn't been anybody on to run.
And I wouldn't want to take the bat out of Tino's hand. We mentioned Mussina, very difficult to steal off him.
And that one down the left field line. Surhoff over. That's going to be trouble. Surhoff cuts it off. Williams on his way to third is in, and down to second base goes Martinez. Ball gets away. Ripken going to play at the plate. Hoyle's a tag. Not in time. The Yankees take the lead 3-2 on heads-up base running by Bernie Williams. And an errant play by Baltimore on a simple cutoff at third base.
Well, Gary, Todd Zeile is not even going to throw this ball to second base. The throw from Surhoff comes into third. Maybe they thought they had a chance at second base. Look at this. You don't want to take the bat out of Tino's hands if Bernie gets thrown out stealing. Let him swing the bat. He drives it down the left field line. Surhoff cuts it off. Right here, he's deciding whether to throw it to third or back towards second. Zeile gets the throw, and he just bounces it in the infield. He wanted to hold up. He thought about going to second base. He held up. He threw it in the ground.
The error on Zeile allows Williams to score. Credit Martinez with a double. He is at second base. The go-ahead run comes on an error.
But also heads-up base running by Bernie Williams.
He got up and went. He hesitates at all. He won't get to the plate. Once he saw the ball loose, he just got up and took off. And really caught Baltimore by surprise.
Unbelievable that Zeile, who I just thought was making a bluff throw towards second, the ball slips out of his hands.
And Cecil Fielder sends one deep to left field. Big Daddy, goodbye, home run. The New York Yankees, with 2 down in the bottom of the 8th inning, have rocked Mike Mussina and the Baltimore Orioles for a 5-2 lead.
Take advantage of what they're going to give you. Look at the reaction of the Yankees. Everybody out of the dugout. Big Daddy hits the home run. And just like that, so reminiscent of that July 11th game, this is almost scary. It all started by Jeter with 2 outs. And look at the extension. He hits that ball out in front. They know it in the dugout. Look at the reaction. That's what I like to see. Look at the guys in the dugout. Cecil knows it's gone. And just like that, they knock out Mussina who was unbelievable all day.
Had retired 10 in a row before Jeter got the double. Cecil Fielder gets his second playoff home run, his third RBI of this game, and his 8th RBI of the playoffs.
There's the play. Look at the play. He's not trying to throw the ball. That's the Zeal play. Good aggressive base running by Bernie Williams. Cal tries to get as much as possible on that, but Bernie beats the play. Good hustle by Bernie Williams, just under the tag of Hoyles.
The bases are empty. The Yankees lead by 3. Jesse Orosco, the left-hander, comes on in relief of Mike Mussina to face his former Met teammate, Darryl Strawberry. Orosco's third appearance in this series, an inning and 2/3 against the Yankees, 1 hit. Boy, 48,635 have been mightily quieted as Mike Mussina couldn't help but be upset.
Little Traer, boy, just like that, all with 2 outs.
Darryl Strawberry's fly ball to center field will be playable. Brady Anderson puts it away. Strawberry and the Yankees are retired, but what an inning. The 8th inning, 4 runs in. They did it on 4 hits, all with 2 down. Bernie Williams, their leader. What a turnaround in this ball game. And it is a big hurt being put on. Eddie Murray takes the pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Murray. The Orioles still have 2 chances left in this game. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning.
And a surprised character that I didn't think would still be in the ball game, Jimmy Key. But how do you take him out when he's been so effective?
Got the 5-2 lead. He has not had a complete game since '94. Did not pitch that much last year because of the injury. This season, for the same reason, didn't go that deep in games. Tomorrow, game 4, 7:30. Rogers, the left-hander. Rocky Coppinger starting for Baltimore. Check swing, ground ball, first base. Martinez, Key covering. And Murray's retired. He's 0 for 2 in the game. 1 away here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 48,635, the second largest crowd ever at Camden Yards. The other was against Cleveland when they had 48,970, their largest ever.
There's the home run by Cecil Fielder. And why are home runs hit? Because you hit them out in front of the plate. They don't get in on you. Look at the extension right through the baseball. He doesn't know. He thinks it's gone. The dugout knew it was gone right away.
We mentioned very early on Mike Mussina, the one big problem, the home run ball that rises up against him. 23 were hit here during the year against him. Rocked along without having that problem, but it caught up to him in the 8th inning. Fielder delivered that home run. This one drilled foul down the right field line by B.J. Surhoff.
And Jimmy Key, 112 pitches now. The most he's thrown this season. He had one game where he threw 120 pitches. Joe Torre's thinking, try to get Key through the 8th inning. Then you can go to Wetland or Rivera in the 9th.
What a job he has done in this game. 2-run homer by Zeal in the first inning accounted for both of the Baltimore runs. Since then, only 1 base runner has been left on. That was in the 2nd inning. He has walked only 1 and struck out 4. They'll be ready just in case. And the pitch is taken outside.
I think what Torre has, Gary, he has Rivera ready for this inning. If Key gets himself in trouble, if Surhoff happens to reach base, he'll go to Rivera and then use Wetland in the 9th inning. That's been the winning formula for the Yankees this year.
2 ball, 2 strike count.
There's Wetland, who they call Psycho. Everybody in the bullpen, the Yankee bullpen, have little nicknames.
2-2 pitch. Got him. Wow, he is still in charge. 5 strikeouts in the ball game now, 2 down in the 8th inning. This copyrighted telecast authorized under rights granted by Major League Baseball solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publications, reproduction, retransmission, or use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express consent of Major League Baseball is prohibited. Gary Thorne and Rick Cerrone in a turnaround game here. The Yankees with a chance to go up 2-1 in this best of 7 after being down until the bottom half of the 8th inning. All the wins they've had in postseason have been come from behind. That effort by Jimmy Key allowed them that chance. Chris Hoyles, left center field. Williams over. Will haul it in. And Jimmy Key just keeps on going. He retires the side in order. He has set down the last 11 batters he's faced. Last runner a walk in the 5th.
Look at that. Hugs in the dugout. And, you know, he puts the jacket on. A lot of handshakes. That would make you think that his night is done. But, I mean, you got to be tempted to let him go out there for the 9th, especially with Brady Anderson leading off the 9th inning. But it looks like his night is done. How do you take a guy out that's retired 23 out of the last 25? But that's why the managers get paid the big bucks.
Figuring you may need him again. But it sure looked like he has left. It is a 5-2 game, 9th inning, as the Yankees. It's Terry Matthews. Right field. Playable. Mariano Duncan will be retired. Bobby Bonilla moves over to get it. Duncan an 0 for 4. 1 down in the top of the 9th inning. Hayes and Girardi do up here for the Yankees. Orozco worked the 3rd of an inning, retired the batter he faced. Now Matthews on in relief for Baltimore. Mike Mussina, 7 2/3, 5 runs, 8 hits, walked 2 and struck out 6, giving up the 1 home run to Cecil Fielder. Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, making sure the Yankee bullpen is ready to go. So Mike Mussina in the clubhouse for Baltimore now faces the possibility of having lost his last 7 decisions against the New York Yankees.
And really, if you look back on his performance, where's the bad pitch? Okay, maybe the pitch to Cecil for the home run. But Martinez hit a nice pitch for the double down the left field line. Jeter went out and got the fastball. Maybe it was just a bad pitch selection. Give Jeter something out over the plate where he handles very well. He takes it down the right field line for a double. The mess up by Zeal. The only bad pitch Mussina made all night is the home run pitch to Cecil.
Amazing. Pitch is taken outside. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Charlie Hayes. Hayes reached on an error, has walked and flied out in this ball game. Yankees, of course, have won the last 6 ball games here at Baltimore during the regular season, winning them all. And now threatening to do it again. And in this kind of a way, it's a devastating kind of loss if Baltimore doesn't come back.
This is a nasty loss.
Yeah.
Because the way it looked, it did not look like the Yankees were going to be able to score another run off of Mussina. That's how good he was throwing. Then all of a sudden, you drop a 4 spot on him. And just like that, the whole crowd is out of the ball game. And it just takes the heart out of it. Game 3 is always the swing game in a best of 7 series, especially if it's a 1-1 series. I mean, it's that much more important. The Yankees, to their credit, they have found a way to get the things done when they need to. I don't know. You shake your head, you scratch it and say, how are they winning ball games? They're finding ways to do it. And I guess
sure
Bernie
is making a difference,
yeah,
isn't he?
Bernie Williams is the reason.
And that pitch by Matthews misses outside. And Hayes is on with a 1-out walk here in the 9th inning. Terry Matthews giving that one up. Girardi coming up. Checking the signs at third base here from Willie Randolph. The New York Yankees, you know, just wanting this game over now. They won't mind adding some more runs here, but they want it over.
And the way you add is by playing aggressive baseball. Girardi, I mentioned, a real good contact hitter. Do a lot of little things with him. I mentioned the hit and run earlier in this situation. Would not surprise me. Try to get that next run.
That's what they're doing right here. Trying to move that base runner up with the bunt. Girardi with a single in 3 at-bats in this game. Joe Girardi had 11 sacrifices during the year. He led all Yankees in sacrificing base runners.
3 squeezes. Torre will do whatever it takes to try to manufacture a run.
Hayes on at first base. Zeal on the cut of the grass at third, moving in a bit. Palmeiro staying there, of course, to hold the bag on the base runner. 9th inning, game 3. Yankees with a 5-2 lead here in Baltimore. Terry Matthews, the 3rd Baltimore pitcher. Girardi swinging away on this one, strike 2.
The other thing about the Orioles and the Yankees this season, they have not been able to beat their left-handed starting pitching. The Yankees feature 3 lefties in their rotation. The Orioles, if they lose this ball game, will be 0-7 against the Yankee starters, the lefty starters. That's a tough thing to come back from. You have another lefty starter going for Joe Torre tomorrow in Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers and Rocky Coppinger, the scheduled starters for game 4 tomorrow that we'll have for you at 7:30. 0-2 delivery. Struck him out. No throw down to first. 2 down.
You know, it's also an ugly feeling to go into this series knowing that you have not been able to beat the Yankees at home if you're the Orioles. There's been games here that you shake your head, you go away, and you say, how did the Yankees win that game? But they've done it 4 or 5 times against the Orioles this year in this ballpark. That 15-inning game. The game I mentioned to July 11th with Jeter, it was Messina on the mound who was almost perfect. Nothing, scoreless game. Jeter hits the home run. All of a sudden they score 6 runs in a hurry to win 6-0. So you shake your head, you say, okay, let's try to keep battling somehow.
And they have done that. Leadoff batter for the Yankees, Tim Raines, has 2 down. Runner on at first base. Jimmy Key will be coming out of the ball game.
He'll be replaced by Psycho. How about that nickname? He's the head of the bullpen. What a pre-game ritual he has. He dresses up, he rollerblades throughout the stadiums. He's got all these pads on his, I'm talking about John Wetland. He's got pads on his knees. He's got pads on his elbow. Rollerblading, that's his workout. And you know what? I mean, my daughter rollerblades, and it's a tough workout. He does it for hours.
It's worked. Led the league in saves. 2 down here. Raines back to the mound. Matthews makes the play. The Orioles will get one more shot at it. Bottom half of the 9th inning. The Orioles trailing by 3 runs here at their home Camden Yards, where John Wetland will come on. Luis Sojo is the defensive replacement at second base for Mariano Duncan.
And on the mound, John Wetland. 43 saves on the year, hard-throwing right-hander, overpowering fastball, curveball, slider, and I think really the slider has been the difference in the year for John Wetland. 2 and 3, 43 saves. That led the American League. 69 strikeouts in 63 innings. Appeared 8 times against the Orioles with 7 saves.
Oriole fans trying to rev it up here at Camden Yards. Brady Anderson, Todd Zeal, Roberto Alomar will be due up. Anderson doubled off Wetland in his only appearance against him in this series. He is 1 for 2 with a single, 1 for 3 with a single in his first at-bat. Todd Zeal, the home run in the 2nd inning, accounting for the Oriole runs. Oriole crowd right now really hoping against hope. Pitch is inside by Wetland, 2-0.
So that's the only thing when you take a Jimmy Key out of the game, and I know his pitch count was a little high. Wetland's only problem this year has been control. If he goes into a little lapse, he usually puts some runners on with walks. And then with this lineup, 1 home run, and they're right back in the ball game.
Fastball, Anderson taking. He's trying to draw the walk here. Anything to get on for Brady Anderson. Orioles need base runners. John Wetland, 2 ball, 1 strike count. Jimmy Key, 8 innings, 2 runs on just 3 hits. He walked 1, struck out 5. Key could be the winner in this game. Anderson fouls it back, and Wetland evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
See Mel Stottlemyre, pitching coach of the Yankees. He was a sinker slider pitcher. There's Mel. We mentioned his son got the victory yesterday in the Atlanta-St. Louis game. But Mel Stottlemyre really helped John Wetland this year with his slider. That was a pitch that was an in-between pitch for Wetland. He adjusted the grip, and that's made a big difference in his year.
1 down, bottom of the 9th, as John Wetland gets the strikeout, coming back from a 2-0 count on Brady Anderson.
I think John Wetland must have been hearing us talk about the slider, because that's exactly what he goes to here. Look at the tight rotation. See the little, look at that. I mean, that ball is breaking. 88-mile-an-hour slider. Just like that, he was fooling around with it, working with Mel Stottlemyre, adjusted his grip, and it's really helped him this year.
Todd Zeile takes the strike. The last Baltimore base runner was a leadoff walk in the 5th inning. 12 in a row have been retired since then by Key and now Wetland. Fastball right there. Strike 2 on Zeile.
You wonder where John Wetland gets his power from? Well, look at his lower half. He's got very strong, he's very thick through the thighs. People, it's a misconception. You think you throw all with your upper body, but it's your legs that are so important in pitching.
Teased him, 0-2 pitch outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Zeile.
Very strong base, Gary, for his legs. Look at his legs. He sits on that back leg and then drives it right through the catching or the hitting area through the catcher's mitt.
That is 1 down Orioles dugout right now. They thought, and they had justifiable reason to think, they were on their way behind Mike Mussina to an edge in this series. Ground ball off the mound, literally, played by Soho, and the defensive play by Luis Soho inserted to do just that by Joe Torre.
Wow. Soho, he's been sitting on the bench. It's 50 degrees out. He's ready to play. He wants to contribute. The ball comes back through the box. Wetland thinks he's going to make a kick save, and then look at the range on Soho, the off-balance throw. Strong throw from that position to get Zeile at first base.
That's a big-time play right there. That's why I get paid to manage.
Yes, sir.
The Baltimore Orioles are down to their final out here. Joe Torre's Yankees with 4 runs in the 8th inning. A 5-2 lead. Davy Johnson's Orioles, the team unable to get the offense going here tonight after that first inning. Wild cut by Roberto Alomar, who's 0 for 3, and he's down on the count, 2 strikes.
What's so heartbreaking for the Orioles, they were 4 outs away from victory. There was 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 8th inning for the Yankees before Jeter got it started. And then a big hit by Bernie Williams. They had not been producing base hits with men in scoring position. They really were struggling at that, and they come through late in the ball game.
Wetland looking for his 3rd save of the postseason. Should have it right here. Tino Martinez and the Yankees have come from behind again. All of their wins in postseason are come from behind wins. They take game 3 and have a 2-1 lead in this series. Jimmy Key, the winner, Wetland the save, and Mike Mussina has now lost his last 7 decisions against the Yankees.
And the Orioles have not been able to beat the Yankees here at home. 0-7 now in this season. They also have not been able to beat a lefty starter for the Yankees. They also are 0-7 this year alone against the Yankees lefties. Jimmy Key, what can we say about Jimmy Key?
Magnificent.
It looked like it was going to be a short evening. The first two hitters, already he's down 2-0 on the Zeal home run. He settles down. 23 out of the last 25 retired by Jimmy Key. Clutch hitting by the Yankees. They win a tough ball game here on the road.